What's up, everybody? This is Jason from Jason's Exotic Reptiles, and today I'm going to do a quick video on water monitor care, setup requirements, things like that. Do they make good pets? So I have a couple water monitors here. I'm actually inside the enclosure, so you can see just, I guess, the size of the enclosure you're going to need eventually. But I have Pickle here, and she's I like Pickle. She's a really cool lizard. She likes to roam around the basement and kind of hang out. And then Casper's in here somewhere. So these two are breeding right now. She's probably going to cut me up with her nails because she's climbing all over me. But do they make good pets? I think they do make really good reptile pets. They're quite different from a snake. And they do require large spaces. But if you can provide a large enclosure, this enclosure I'm in right now is 8 foot by 8 foot by 6 foot tall. So it's a pretty big enclosure, but they have a ton of personality. And they can make some really cool animals to keep as a pet. So I think they do make good pets if you can provide the appropriate requirements for housing and just the space. I think space is the biggest thing. Housing, you can modify any enclosure to do what you need it to do, but they need really high humidity. They have a big water bin behind me that needs changing pretty much daily, if not every other day. If you're feeding them every other day, you're going to need to change it probably every other day, maybe every day. So it does get time consuming. They're a lot more difficult than a snake, where a snake you can almost leave for a week at a time without, if you go on a vacation, that's something you don't really need to worry about. They'll survive for a week. These guys, you're going to have to line something up so somebody comes over and changes their water and feeds them and stuff like that. So from that standpoint, they're not as easy as a snake is, and they do require additional requirements. I'd say it's halfway between a snake and a dog. Otherwise, if you get a well-started captive bred animal, you probably have the best chance of success. These things aren't cheap animals, so you're constantly going to be spending money on them. I say it's worth spending the extra money up front. You can get a wild-caught baby for $100 to $150. Then you're going to spend another $100 or $200 at the vet to deworm them, and just the vet appointment itself. So I personally would rather just go right for a captive bred animal. New England Reptile Distributors is who I get all my water monitors from. I'm breeding them now myself, but I won't have them for sale for a while, so I highly recommend them. I think they really produce a nice animal. They're friendly and socialized before you even get them home, so you can just start enjoying the animal right away. But I do think they make really good pets, assuming you have the space. So feeding on these guys, you feed them whole prey. You can supplement with things like chicken, but store-bought chicken can carry all kinds of stuff, all kinds of bacteria and things like that. So I just try to stick to whole prey, rats, mice, chicks, rodents, things like that. And then I guess the heating. So they do need you see all the lights above me, you probably can't see them because of the glare in the video, but they need a hot spot that's around 120 to 150 degrees. And then ambient temperature overall is something around 80 to 90. You don't want to go in above 90. You don't really want to go in below 80. If it dips a little below, that's fine. There'll be areas of the cage they'll dig in the dirt. They do need a good deep bed of substrate, specifically when they're older and if you have a female. So that substrate is going to be, I use a mulch, leaf litter, sand, peat moss, and dirt mix. I find that works really well. It holds the humidity, but I probably have about a foot or two across this whole cage. At least a foot. There's areas where there's 2 feet, and that'll allow her a good spot to nest if that's the case. You really shouldn't keep 2 of them together. So these 2 are together for breeding, but she has an enclosure right next to me that is 6 foot by 4 foot by 6 foot. She's a little smaller, but as full-grown adults, they're going to need the space. So I think the minimum enclosure size you'd want to go for a full-grown adult is an 8 by 4 by 6 foot tall. I think otherwise they're really cool animals. They do require specific environments, but so don't dogs and cats and everything else. So if you're willing to put the time and effort into learning what they need, they're going to be a really rewarding animal for you. So if you have any questions, comment in the videos below, send me a message. I appreciate you guys watching. Please continue to follow and subscribe, and we'll keep these videos coming. Let me know some more topics. I got this one a couple times, so this is my next topic I'm doing, and I hope you guys enjoyed.